December 26, 2004 started off like any other day in paradise. Tourists and locals were enjoying the sun, sand, and surf along the coastlines of countries like Thailand, Indonesia, India, and Sri Lanka. Little did they know that Mother Nature had a deadly force in store for them, a tsunami of catastrophic proportions. The Tsunami of December 2004 was a catastrophic event that shook the world to its core. It was a horrific natural disaster that unleashed the fury of the ocean, leaving a trail of devastation across Southeast Asia. The sheer power and scale of the tsunami were awe-inspiring and terrifying, as massive waves engulfed coastal communities, claiming hundreds of thousands of lives and causing widespread destruction. This is the heart-wrenching tale of nature's raw power and the resilience of the human spirit. The 2004 tsunami was triggered by a massive undersea earthquake with a magnitude of 9.1 to 9.3, making it one of the most powerful earthquakes in recorded history. The epicenter of the earthquake was located off the coast of Sumatra in Indonesia, and it occurred at a depth of about 30 kilometers below the seabed. The earthquake was caused by the movement of tectonic plates, as the Indian plate was pushed under the Burma plate in a process known as subduction. The earthquake caused a vertical displacement of the sea floor, which resulted in the sudden movement of a massive amount of water above it. This displacement of water created a series of powerful ocean waves, known as tsunamis, that radiated outward from the epicenter at high speeds, reaching the coastlines of countries such as Indonesia, Thailand, India, Sri Lanka, and others within hours. The sheer force of the earthquake and the resulting tsunamis were mind-boggling. The energy released by the earthquake was estimated to be an equivalent of over 23 atomic bombs, and the tsunamis reached heights of up to 30 meters in some areas, traveling inland for several kilometers, engulfing everything in their path. The impact of the 2004 tsunami was devastating beyond words. The tsunami struck with little to no warning, catching people off guard and leaving them with little time to escape. Coastal communities were hit the hardest, with entire villages and towns being swept away by the immense force of the waves. The loss of human lives was staggering, with over 230,000 people reported dead or missing across 14 countries. The majority of the victims were local residents and tourists who were enjoying the beaches and coastal areas at the time of the disaster. The scenes of the destruction were heartbreaking, with bodies floating in the water, buildings reduced to rubble, and communities shattered. No one could have prepared for the deadly force of nature. In addition to the human toll, the 2004 tsunami caused widespread damage to infrastructure, including homes, hotels, resorts, roads, bridges, and power lines. Many coastal areas were left in ruins, and the recovery efforts were immense and challenging. The economic repercussions of the tsunami were far-reaching, with great consequences for industries, businesses, and livelihood, with billions of dollars in damages and losses to industries such as tourism and fishing, which were critical to the affected region's economies. Many businesses were forced to shut down or were completely wiped out, leading to the loss of jobs and livelihoods for thousands of people. The tourism industry, which was a vital source of income for many of the affected regions, was severely impacted. The tsunami destroyed hotels, restaurants, and other tourist facilities, resulting in a significant decline in tourist arrivals. Tourists canceled their bookings and avoided the affected areas due to safety concerns and widespread destruction. This led to a sharp decline in revenue for the tourism industry, causing an economic disruption in the local communities that heavily relied on tourism for their economic stability. The road to economic recovery was not easy for the regions affected by the 2004 tsunami. Rebuilding the infrastructure and reviving the economy was a complex and challenging process that required significant time, resources, and coordination among various stakeholders. Amidst the devastation, the aftermath of the 2004 tsunami also highlighted the indomitable spirit of humanity. Countless acts of heroism and selflessness were witnessed as people came together to help those in need. Search and rescue teams from various countries worked tirelessly to locate and save survivors trapped in the debris. Medical teams provided critical care to the injured, and humanitarian organizations provided food, water, and shelter to the locals. The outpouring of support and compassion from around the world was heartening, with countries, organizations, and individuals stepping up to provide aid and relief to the affected communities. In spite of the fact that the tsunami brought global attention to the importance of making preparations for natural disasters and the need for international support in times of challenges, the impact of the tsunami would never be forgotten in a hurry. Today, almost 2 decades later, communities and institutions hit by it are still working to pick up the pieces. The tsunami of 2004 was, indeed, the disaster that shook the world.